Welcome back to Mykaela's Corner. Today we are celebrating episode number 20! You guys, we've made it to 20 episodes. This is it. This is our milestone and I'm so excited. We're going to have so much fun today. Today we're going to celebrate by eating some cake and I'm so excited. It's a special cake and I'll tell you all about it when we get to it. We're gonna make celebratory poppers and I'll show you how to do that. But we're also gonna do a fun craft, or if you don't have this stuff at home, this is just an extra thing. But we're gonna make a rainbow and it's gonna be inside a card where it opens up a rainbow. So cool. And also today, school is coming up soon. And I know that school is just gonna look a lot different this year. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit and how God has a great plan in store for you this year. This year may have its struggles and difficulties at the beginning, but it's just change and we're just getting into a new rhythm. But guys, there's still so much to be thankful for and so much you can do to make a difference in your school year. So we're gonna talk about that. Let's get started with a bang! Welcome to Bible time. Today we're going to do it a little different. Lately I've been doing storytelling, which I love, and we will absolutely get back into that. But today I wanted to talk to you guys about going back to school. We have so many things going on in our life that can be frustrating or seem difficult, and I know doing remote school can seem like that, and it will have its moments of being challenging, but there's so many things to be thankful for and to remember that God has our back and that He loves us, and He knew this was going to happen before it ever happened. He knew that this year we would be starting school remotely. Whether that be part-time, full-time, whatever you guys are doing, it's probably different than what you expected. And you know what? That's okay. And it's okay to be a little disappointed, but it's good to remember that God knew that it was going to happen and He's got wonderful plans for you. And I wanted to share a verse with you. Jeremiah 29:11. And it goes like this. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Guys, basically what that's saying is that God is right there with you. He knew what was going to happen. He knows what your future is, and it's something to look forward to. Now, does that mean that bad things won't happen in life? No. And He said not to harm you and that He wants us to prosper. But ultimately what He's talking about is at the end of the day and at the end of our lives, those of us who believe in Jesus will be able to spend eternity with Him. That is our ultimate hope and our ultimate future. But right now, it's still true to God's character. He wants what's best for you. And He knew this was going to happen and that it might be difficult, but it's going to be okay and it's going to be good if we choose to see the good in it. Guys, this is one of my favorite verses and it always has been for a long time. It just gives me such a good feeling knowing that God is always right there with me and that He has a plan for my future. That sometimes I have plans and they don't go the way that I wanted them to, but they're the way God wants them to, and ultimately that's the best plan. And we know it, even if it's not what we wanted or what we thought it would look like, it's still the best thing for us. And so I thought for this school year, as we move forward, you guys keep that in mind. God has a great plan for you. You, yes, you. Even in the midst of staying home, staying safe, schools being remote, it's hard, it's going to be a hard transition, but you know what? God has a plan for you, and with that, you can do hard things. God has given you everything you need to be successful and empowered in your school year. And I believe in you guys. I know it may be difficult at first, but hang in there because God has something wonderful in store for you this year. So with the school year coming up, I thought it would be fun to show a couple items that you guys might be needing for your school, like your school supplies, and how they can be a reminder to you that God is there with you. And a good reminder to you to think positively and to have a good experience. School is exciting and it should be fun, and it can be, even remotely. So let's look at some of our school supplies and how they can be a reminder to us that God has a plan, God's with us, and a good reminder that you're awesome. So let's look at this. Our first school supply is scissors. And the scissors are to remind you that God made you a cut above the rest. A cut above the rest, like you do with your scissors. And it's just a reminder every time you look at scissors to remind you that God made you special. He made you so special and uniquely you. So be you, because God made you a cut above the rest. Our next one is a calculator. Every time you see a calculator, or if you don't have a calculator, every time you do math, remember that you can always count on God God always has your back, and He's always there, and He always hears your prayers and is right there to answer them. So whenever you have a time of need, remember, you can always count on God. A ruler is our next school supply. And every time you use a ruler, I want you to remember God's golden rule. And I know we read a book about this not too long ago for our Bernstein Bears books, but to remember God's golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It's so important, especially right now, where we're going through a lot of changes. School is starting, but it's different. We're still stuck at home, and we need to remember to treat each other kindly. You can be that nice person. You can be God's shining reminder to everyone that you treat each other the way you want to be treated. So I hope you guys, when you see a ruler, remember God's golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Our next school supply is our glue stick. The glue stick is a reminder to you that when you stick with God, you'll go places. Meaning when you follow God's path, when you stay close with God, He's going to direct you in the right way and you're going to go far in life. Each of you is going to do amazing things, not only this year, but for years to come. God made you unique and He has a plan for you. So when you stick with Him, you'll go places. Our next one is the eraser. An eraser, when you see it, is supposed to remind you that God's love can never be erased. No matter what you do, God will always love you. So when you use an eraser, I want you to remember that. God will always love you. Our next school supply is the pencil. And the pencil is to remind you that God is not done writing your story. He's writing an amazing story, and it's all about you. Now, He's got some great plans and a great story for this year, but not only this year, amidst everything, He not only has a great plan for you this year, but forever, for your whole life. He will continue writing your story up until the end, and it's going to be an amazing story. So don't forget, when you're writing with your pencil next time, think about how God is writing your story and what that looks like. Our next one is a notebook or a journal. So it's to remind you when next time you write in your notebook or a journal to take note in your notebook of every blessing that God puts in your life. Take note of all those blessings. When you're feeling down about something, stop and remember to take note that there are so many things to be thankful for, and God has blessed you, each of us, in such unique, different, and special ways, and we need to remember that, especially when we start to feel frustrated, and if the school year starts off and you're feeling, remember to take note of every blessing that comes your way. I promise it'll lift your spirits. And our last school supply, crayons. Now this can represent crayons, markers, pencils, whatever it is that you may have that's a bright, colorful thing, is to remind you that with Jesus, your future is bright and colorful. And when you share Jesus with others and you share Him in the world and you're kind to others, you're coloring the world and adding color into people's lives. So when you use these crayons, markers, colored pencils, whatever you have that's colorful, remember that you are adding color to this world, and God is coloring you and making you so bright and shining His bright light through you to others. So when you go out in school and when you're on your Zoom calls, make sure to look for those opportunities where you can be a bright light and a colorful addition to somebody's day. So guys, as you go out this week and school starts, remember, you've got this. Don't stress about it. God has your back and He's right there with you. You are not alone. And hopefully as you look at your school supplies and you start this year, that you'll see things and be reminded how God is working in your life and that He can brighten those days. Like we talked about, this school year may start out frustrating and it might be hard at times, but don't forget, you've got this and you can do the hard thing because God loves you and He knew this was going to happen and He has a plan. And He will never give you anything that you can't handle. I hope you guys have a great start to your school year. I know you got this. Don't stress, and above all, be amazing, be kind, be respectful, but be you. God made you just the way you are, and He loves you just like that. With that, let's move on to our crafts. Welcome to craft time. Today we're going to be doing 2 crafts. One is going to be the popper that I used at the beginning. I'm going to show you how to make your own popper at home. And then 2 is our rainbow card. So first things first, we're gonna start with the popper, because that's gonna be the quickest one to make. What you need for that is a toilet paper roll, a balloon, and either pom-poms, or I didn't have pom-poms, you know, those little like squishy ball things, but I had these decorative little like Christmas things that worked perfect. You need these and scissors, and let's see, a piece of paper and some glue. We're gonna start by taking our toilet paper roll, and where the edge is, we're gonna line it up with the long edge of our paper here. So kind of like this, make sure that it's kind of at the top. And we're gonna start one way, and I'm gonna pinch this paper at the top with my fingers, like this. And then I'm gonna take this paper and wrap it around until it's all the way around like this. So this goes past the toilet paper roll, this end does, but this one is right on top. So we're gonna take our glue, well actually first let's cut it off. So where the extra part is, I'm gonna pinch it like this. And that'll help me know where to cut. And then I just go, and now there's still a little bit of extra space at the top, but not as much, so that's good. And now we're gonna glue it on, so I'm gonna unroll it a little bit, but keep my fingers pinched on here. And I'm gonna do a line of glue here with my glue stick. And we do a line of glue, just like that. And then you wrap it around again. And now it's around your toilet paper holder. Ta-da! Next you need a balloon. And this is where you might need a parent help, because where the part is where you blow into it, we need to tie it into a knot. Now I know that can be really tricky, so if you don't know how to do that, just get a parent permission, or a parent help I mean, and they'll totally help you with that. So now that we have our balloon, it's knotted up, we're gonna cut off the top of the balloon with scissors. Here I go. Ta-da! So now I have my little top. This part is garbage, so you can set that to the side. Now that I've got this open, we're gonna take our toilet paper holder, and where it touched, like where the toilet paper holder is touching the paper, that's the part we wanna put this on. See my paper where I cut it is kind of crooked, so that's why I'm gonna use this to balance. And we're gonna pull it really tight, like this, and just touch it over the top. And then it snaps into place. So now we've got our balloon on top of our toilet paper roll, and we've got our little tie on the top. This is gonna be the thing that pushes the air through. It's like a little mini cannon. You're gonna pull it, boom, things will come out. And that's it, guys. Now we're ready to go. So we're gonna fill it up with our little pom-pom balls. And mine are like my little Christmas decorations. So I'll just pour some in here till it's full. Ta-da! And then what we do is you take the bottom, and you're just gonna pull it, but hold on to this part with your hand. So get a good grip, and then you pull it and whoa! Guys, it works! Woo! Woo! One more. Whoa! That one went really far. And there you go, you have your homemade little cannon firework thing, a little party popper, and now you don't need to buy them anymore. You just use balloons and toilet paper rolls. Who knew? Alright, well, while I pick up the pieces to this, we're gonna transition to our next craft. Voila! Now we're ready for our rainbow craft. What you'll need for your rainbow craft is a glue stick, a pair of scissors, markers that will make the rainbow, so you need red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and pink if you want. So you'll need those colors. You will need a blue piece of paper. Well, actually this can be any piece of paper color that you want. This is going to be our background for our card, but I picked blue because it'll be like the sky. And then one piece of white paper. And we're gonna use this to create clouds and our rainbow. So first things first is, I'm gonna fold my card in half and get it ready. So I'm gonna take my blue paper, and I'm gonna make it a big card, and I'm gonna fold it in half, until the corners touch each other. And I'm gonna hold it down with my fingers, and then run my finger towards where I creased it to put a pinch in it, and then I'm gonna flatten it out. Voila! Folded paper in half, done. Now, we'll set that to the side while we work on our rainbow and our clouds. So for this, we're going to cut our paper in half. Oop. But we're going to cut it in half long ways, like a hot dog. Not like a hamburger, like a hot dog. So we cut it in half. Yay! And now we're going to take one half and fold it in half. This time it will be like a hamburger. So we've got it long ways like this. And this is gonna be how we make our clouds. Now for me, I'm gonna draw a cloud shape on top. I'm gonna use blue. And a cloud shape is kind of like a bunch of loops. Well, make sure it's pulled back here so we can get a zoom in. A little baby one there. Ta-da. And then since it's folded, I'm gonna just cut this one thing because then it'll be two when we're done. Done. My scrap paper, garbage, toss it to the side. So now I have my two clouds, and we're gonna set these with our card. We're not gonna use them at the moment, so I'm gonna put them with my card. Got my card here to the side. Okay, now we're gonna take our long piece, and this is what we're gonna use to create our rainbow. So starting from the top and working our way down, we're gonna do red, and then underneath it, orange, then underneath it, yellow, green, blue, purple, all the way down so that it's one long rainbow going across this way. So it's gonna be straight lines going this way. So I'll show you with the first one. I'm gonna take my red and I'm going to make it a little bit thick, a thick line so that way it fills up the whole paper. We don't want any white showing on here. Now a trick that I'll show you in a minute when we're done filling it out is if you go all the way to the edge, that's fine. But if you leave some white, we're just gonna snip it off in the end. But that'll help me so I don't accidentally draw on the table. So next will be orange. I'm gonna do a long line underneath, like this, and then I'm gonna fill it in. Oop. I'm just doing really big, long strokes with my marker. Long lines. Like that. And so now I have my red and now my orange, and I'm gonna fill up the rest. Okay, I finished coloring mine up, and something I noticed was I didn't space them out big enough, so I have an extra strip on the end of white, so I'm just gonna cut that out, and we'll have a full rainbow. But I've got my red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and a little bit of pink. Now that I've got all my sides trimmed off, we are ready to create our card. So first thing we're gonna do is get our card ready. So I'm gonna set that to the side with my clouds and open up my card. Now, you're gonna wanna make sure that it opens like this and not like this. The way we're gonna tape in or glue in our rainbow, we want it to be able to open up like this. So get it open, and now we're gonna take our rainbow, and here's the fun part, is you start at one end and you fold over like this much paper, like this. See how I folded that over? I took this and I went doop like that. And then we're gonna flip our paper over. And I'm going to lift it up and flip it over and pinch it down again. So first time I did it like this, and then I turned it over and went. So then we're gonna flip it back this way and flip it over again and pinch it. Take your time with this. You don't want to rush it, but I'm gonna finish doing the over, flip, over, flip, over, and I'm gonna finish it up till it's all the way done. Ta-da! Now I've got this cool rainbow fan. So this now we're gonna put into our card. And we're gonna do that by, we're gonna each side that faces out. So I've got this little flap here, and then this little guy here. We're gonna put glue on it. So I'm gonna start by gluing one side of my fan. I'm gonna take my glue stick, and I'm going to go like that. And then we're gonna take our card and we're gonna stick it. This is the top for you guys. I'm gonna do it upside down. We're gonna stick it so that it goes this way, so that it lays like this rather than like that. We want it to go across, not like this. So you're gonna take it, and where the crease is in the middle of your paper is where you're gonna put the end of your rainbow. And so that it doesn't go upside, you want your purple end facing the crease and your red end facing out. So like this. And then we just push it on. So now I've kind of got this like floppy thing here. And I fold it back up. Boop. Push it down really hard. So now here's the cool part. We're gonna now glue on this edge that's facing up. So we glued the one that's facing down, so now we're gonna glue on this one. And do a line of glue on the part that's sticking up. And then you take, keep it tight, don't want it to unfold yet. And then you're gonna pinch it with your fingers, and while you're holding it down, you're gonna take this other paper and fold it closed. Now it might make your paper a little crinkly, you just crease it back down. But you push really hard, get that glue to stick. All right, and then when you open it, I hope this works. Ta-da! Now you have a fan. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Cool, you got your rainbow. So now it's not gonna lay fully flat. I think if you had a really long piece of white paper, then maybe it would. But we are just gonna keep it like this. So it opens up. Ta-da! If you got a card like this and you open it up and whoo, out popped a rainbow, you know you'd be smiling immediately. Okay, so I'm gonna set this to the side, and now we're gonna work on our clouds. So you're gonna take your clouds, and I'm just gonna draw a little face on them. Ta-da and ta-da. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna glue them one on each side of your rainbow. So I've got one, let's see, keep that showing. I will glue the back of my cloud and my other one. Put my cap back on so I don't accidentally touch it. And then on one side, you're gonna put your cloud. And then on the other side, you're gonna put your other cloud. So when whoever gets your card, they open it up and ta-da! It's a happy rainbow with happy clouds. It's so fun. Then you guys can write your card inside. You can decorate the front however you want. It's up to you to create the rest of your design, but that is how you make a fan rainbow, where it kind of looks like a fan, you know, the kind that you like fan yourself with. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this craft, and thank you so much again for celebrating the 20th episode with me. We still have more things to do, so let's get to it. Our Big, Big God by Jeff Atwood and illustrated by Renee Graff. Our Big, Big God. Who made the ants and the bugs and the bees? Our big God made all of these. Who made all my freckles and this curly red hair? Our big, big God placed each one with care. Who made the birds that soar in the sky? Our big, big God. God helped each one to fly. Who made the chick and the duck and the cow and the horse? Our big, 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 big God made each one, of course. Who made all the rainstorms, bright lightning and loud thunder? Our big, 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 big God made them all. But I still wonder. Who made the rainbows and the rivers, the lakes and the streams? Our big, 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 big God made them prettier than dreams. Who carved out the canyons and piled the mountains so high? Our big, 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 big God did it all in one try. And who made the earth, the sky, and the sea? Our big, 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 big God made them all. And He made me, and He loves me too. The end. Why Should I Help? Written by Claire Llewellyn and illustrated by Mike Gordon. Every morning at my house, there are jobs to be done. Making the beds, feeding the pets, and clearing away the breakfast dishes. And there are more jobs to do in the evening, setting the table, doing the dishes, and helping to run the bath for Charlie. Sometimes I don't feel like helping. I want to do something else instead, like finish a drawing. Susie, please help to clean up. Or watch TV. Would you take this coffee up to Dad for me? Or play with the cat. Please pick up your things, Susie. Or talk to my friend Ben. Susie, can you help me fold the sheets? Why should I help other people? No one ever helps me. No, Dad, I'm busy. Dad said, everyone needs a helping hand now and then. Remember what happened when you fell off your bike? That nice boy helped you back home. And what happened when you forgot your costume at last year's Christmas party? Mom rode home during her lunch hour to get it. And do you remember what happened that day you lost Squeaky? Ah, Squeaky's gone! Ben, Grandpa, Grandma, and I searched for him the whole afternoon. It was all true. I did sometimes need a helping hand. And I suppose other people need one too. When they're busy, or tired, or just a bit slow. I don't get it. Would you like to sit down? So you've lost your dad, have you? People help one another all the time. Thank you for taking out Jessie for me. So I'm going to help people too. Helping people makes me feel grown up and gives me a good feeling inside. And sometimes, just sometimes, there's an extra bonus for helping. Like the time I went shopping for my grandma and she had extra time to make some pancakes. My favorite. And because I fed the fish for Ben, he brought me back a present from his vacation. All sorts of people need help out there, so give someone a helping hand. Who knows, the next person to need help might be you. The end. Guys, thank you so much for joining me again in Mykaela's Corner, to my new corner of the world in my room, and to our 20th episode. Before we end, I had one more thing to celebrate with you guys. I have cake! That's right, we've got cake, so let's get you in closer so you can see it. Guys, we have a very special cake. It was made by my sister-in-law, Caitlin, and she has the same last name as me, so you might know her as Mrs. Armfield. She made us this beautiful cake. And there's a prize inside, or a surprise inside. Well, I guess a prize for my mouth. But we're gonna cut into this cake for our 20th episode and celebrate. So here we go, are you ready? I wanted to get you in nice and close so you can see what's inside. So I'm gonna give it a cut here. Oh, I can feel things inside. We'll get a nice big cut and a cut here. Okay, are you ready? We're gonna pull it out. Dun, 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 dun. Whoa! There's candy inside! Look at all that colorful candy! Oh my goodness! Guys, that looks amazing. Thank you so much, Caitlin, for this wonderful cake. I am so excited to eat this. Guys, what a week to celebrate. 20 episodes. Can you believe it? I know I keep saying it, but like, wow, I can't believe we did it. And with that, guys, we're gonna end this episode by celebrating with a slice of cake. And as you go out this week, I want you to remember to be kind, be you, and don't forget, you've got this. This year's gonna be a great year. It may have hard times, but you can do the hard thing, and it's gonna be great. With that, I'll enjoy this, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!